the aftertaste is actually the best part of it. And it's a fairly long aftertaste. It's a lot of grain, it's a lot of barley, it's a lot of oiliness, it's a little bit of wood, there's a little bit of alcohol in there, there's a little bit of the apple and the pear. It's good stuff. Hi, WhiskyJason here. Whiskey from the viewpoint of an American in Germany. And today I have the Glen Breton Rare 21-year-old single malt whiskey. I've already tasted the 14-year-old, the 19-year-old, and now I've made it up to the 21-year-old. So if you haven't watched the other two videos, Glenova, so it's the name of the distillery in Nova Scotia on the island of Cape Breton. That's the reason why we have called the Glen Breton. In the district of the area of Glenville. 1990 was the first year they actually distilled 20 barrels, not very many, 20 barrels of the first single malt whiskey to ever be distilled in the North American continent. So there was a guy named Bruce Jardine. He had the dream, 1988, to create a distillery in Canada that actually made single malt whiskey. Unfortunately, his money ran out, and he had to file bankruptcy. And then the savior came, the Lauchi McLean, who became president of the Glenora Distilleries. There's a pub, and there's an inn, and there's a restaurant there with live music, and they started producing whiskey. Not very much, about 250,000 liters of whiskey a year. And what we have here is something that's from 2000, and I think I did the math once. I'm sorry. If you go back 21 years, you hit something around 1996 or 1995 plus 21, you get 2015, 16. All right, in the gift shop, it costs about 200 Canadian dollars. In Germany, I paid about 99 euros. This is a sample. I think I paid like 8 euros for this, for 3 CLs. And it should always have a little bit of a taste of apple. So let's see what we have here. The malt they get from Scotland, the barrels they get from Tennessee, from Jack Daniels, and the water they get from the island. Always 43%. The nose is very, very typical for a light single malt whiskey. It's not overpowering. It's more of a spring whiskey than anything else. A lot of grain, a lot of light fruits, apples, pears, maybe even a little bit of currants. I think I said exactly the same thing for the 19-year-old, didn't I? I don't remember. It's been a few days since then. The alcohol is there, a little bit of wood. Wood is not the best. So far, every single time I've talked about the wood, it's always been negative. I had the theory that the best barrels from Jack Daniels goes to Scotland, the second best go to Ireland, and whatever's the best of the rest goes then to Canada. I haven't mentioned this. I didn't mention this in the last video for the 19-year-old. I'm going to mention it now, though. The word Glen is Gaelic and means valley. And the Scottish Whisky Association, SWA, sued Glen Breton, the Glenora Distillery, and wanted them to stop using the word Glen because there could be some confusion with the name, because everything that's called Glen is normally in Scotland. The Glendronach, the Glenfarclas, the Glen Scotia, and. They lost! Yay! I love it when the Scottish Whisky Association loses. I haven't been a big fan of them since Compass Box tried to tell exactly what ingredients and what percentage was on the back of their bottles, and they forbid them to do that. They have to just put the youngest whiskey on it, and that's it. If you want to know more, you have to go to the website, click on the link, and you can find out what's actually in the bottles, but not on the label of the bottle. That's forbidden. Come on. More information, transparency would be great. So going back now to the Glen Breton Rare 21-year-old, 200 Canadian dollars, 99 euros, 43%. It smells adequate. It's not a wow whiskey. It's light, it's fresh, it's berries with barley. More, it's nothing else, nothing more. It's nice. Now let's taste it. Sorry about that little noise there in the middle. It's a nice whiskey. It's a light whiskey. It doesn't seem like 21 years old. There's not enough wood there to really say, ooh, look, 20 plus years. It is a little bit, I'm going to say a little bit oilier. I'm trying to say the German word and the English word as well, the pronunciation. There's a little bit more of oil in the whiskey than with a 19 or the 14-year-old, definitely. I like it. It's good, but it's not wow. It's a B minus. Did I give the 19-year-old also a B minus? I think I did, so I'm going to give this a B, a solid B. That's okay. It's not a B plus, it's not a B minus, it's a B. It's the aftertaste is actually the best part of it. And it's a fairly long aftertaste. It's a lot of grain, it's a lot of barley, it's a lot of oiliness, it's a little bit of wood, there's a little bit of alcohol in there, there's a little bit of the apple and the pear. It's good stuff. But it's not wow. It's not a bottle of wow. It's not a, excuse me, I cannot compare it to a Elijah Craig barrel-proof bottle of wow with 69.7%. No. It's very, very delicate. It's very, very... It's not even mature. It's just delicate, light, nice. So you've had wine before, and there's the heavy Bordeaux and the Chardonnays and the Cabernet Sauvignon. And then you have the lighter, especially the Riesling from Germany and other white wines. And it's more of a white whiskey. It's like a Riesling. If you ever had a good German Riesling, and I've been to the Mosel Valley, I've been to the Rhine Valley, I've had whiskeys directly from the Winzer, from the vineyard, the person who does it, the Winzer, in Germany at least, and they are so good. A little cooled, and a very deep, nice satisfaction. But, now I'm coming to the but, if you give me the choice with a nice roast on Sunday afternoon, I'm going to take a red wine every day of the week, compared to a good white wine. And this is a good white wine type of whiskey. For the category it's in, it's nice, it's light, it's not really complex, but it's there. And I do like it. But it will never be my favorite. So, as I said, a B minus. 200 Canadian dollars, 99 euros. I'm going to give it a C minus for the price. I'm C. Let's just give it a C. It's okay. Not wow, not bad. For 21 years old, 99, I can get something else a lot better. I would go for the Glendronach 21 Parliament. I think it's like 129 euros over here at the moment. That's so much better than the 21-year-old Glen Breton. So, WhiskyJason here. Whiskey from the viewpoint of an American in Germany. I'm not excited about this, but it's an interesting, nice whiskey. Light, summer, spring, different. But it's from Canada, and therefore we're going to go, but not this. So, thank you for watching. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for telling your friends this dumb American in Germany reviewing whiskeys now, and only whiskeys he cannot find anyplace else on the internet. So just specialty, exclusive, probably things you're never going to have in your glass anyways. That's the way it is right now. Thank you very much for watching. See you soon. Bye-bye.